We asked Guy Haberman to make a case for the Pac-12 to get a team into the college football playoff. Here's what he had to say.
Well, I mean, we've seen how it happens. You need more than the top four teams, as long as they're Power 5 teams, that is. You can't have Western Michigan being one of the four undefeateds. If that's the case, then a one-loss USC, for example, this was the case last year with one-loss Washington, does get in. Now, if you've got 5 unbeaten Power 5 teams, then it's a very difficult case to make. USC needs to beat Notre Dame when they play. The good news for them is Notre Dame's a top 15 team, not a top 10 team. They're not ranked ahead of them, but they're a top 15 team, and they can play their way back into the top. They need Washington to continue to play well. They need Washington to win the rest of their games and rise back up in the polls, and then they need to beat them in the conference championship game. I think that's probably the best bet is USC. The Washington State loss throws so much in flux because that was the team that got them. Washington's going to play them at the end of the year in the Apple Cup, albeit that'll be at home. And then Washington losing the game, obviously, to Arizona State, also a big deal. But I think that Washington State loss hurts USC quite a bit indirectly. And, of course, the Washington one does as well. But that would be the case. It would be USC beating Notre Dame, maybe somewhat convincingly, Notre Dame winning the remainder of its games, and then USC needing help, clearly, from Power 5 teams that are ranked ahead of them. If you could have 3 undefeateds, then in that situation, a one-loss USC, perhaps their loss would be, it wasn't early, but early enough that they could make up for